My best friend asked me to be her surrogate, but when I overheard her husband planning to take my baby and disappear, I realized this was never about friendship at all. I've known Vanessa since college. We were roommates, bridesmaids at each other's weddings, and have been through everything together. When she was diagnosed with littering cancer at 32 and had to have a hysterectomy, I held her hand through it all. She and her husband Marcus had always wanted children. After her recovery, they tried adoption agencies but kept getting waitlisted or rejected. Vanessa would call me crying after each disappointment. When they mentioned surrogacy, I offered immediately. I already had my 2 kids, and seeing how desperately they wanted a family, it felt like the right thing to do. Are you sure? Vanessa had asked, tears streaming down her face. This is too much to ask of anyone. I am sure, I said. That's what best friends are for. Hanger shots, daily hormones that made me emotional and bloated, countless doctor appointments. But when the embryo transfer worked on the first try, we were all ecstatic. Vanessa became obsessively involved in my pregnancy, minus tracking my diet, sleep, and exercise through an app she installed on my phone. She bought me organic food, prenatal vitamins, and scheduled weekly massages. At first, I thought it was sweet, if a bit much, then it started to feel controlling. You need to stop drinking coffee completely, she'd say, taking away my Decaflota. Even decaf has some caffeine, the doctor said. 1 cup of decaf is fine, I'd remind her. My baby never, our baby or the baby oins possessive. I brushed it off as normal anxiety from someone who'd been through so much to have a child in my 7th month. I started experiencing complications, my blood pressure was elevated and the doctor recommended rest. Vanessa and Marcus insisted I move into their guest room so they could take care of me. My husband agreed it was best, and with our kids keeping him busy, he was relieved to have help. Their house was beautiful but felt like a gilded cage. Vanessa monitored everything I ate, installed a smart sleep system to track my rest, and had cameras throughout the house for security. I wasn't allowed to go out alone, even to get the mail in case I fell or strained myself one night. Unable to sleep, I went downstairs for water. As I approached the kitchen, I heard Marcus on the phone, speaking quietly. Everything's set, he said. The birth certificate will name us as the biological parents. The lawyer has all the paperwork ready for after the birth. I paused, confused. Our agreement was that they would legally adopt the baby after birth, acknowledging my role as the biological mother but giving them full parental rights. Why would they be listed as biological parents? Once we get to the new house in Colorado, we'll be completely off her radar, Marcus continued. New names, new identities. She'll never find us or the baby. My heart stopped. They were planning to disappear with my baby. I pressed myself against the wall, straining to hear more. Vanessa's worried she might change her mind after birth. You know how women get with their maternal instincts? We can't risk losing this child after everything we've invested. Invested like I was some kind of surrogate cow, not their friend of 15 years. The DNA test confirmed it, man. This kid is going to be perfect. Blue eyes, high predicted IQ. The genetic markers are exactly what we wanted. Worth every penny we paid that lab tech to switch Vanessa's eggs with the donors. My mind reeled. What was he talking about? The embryo was supposed to be created from Vanessa's harvested eggs and Marcus's sperm. That's what all the paperwork said. That's what I had agreed to. She'll never know the difference. The kid won't look like her anyway. All babies look like little aliens at first. The glass slipped from my hand, shattering on the hardwood floor. Silence fell immediately. I ran back upstairs as quietly as I could and locked myself in the guest bathroom, heart pounding through the next few days. I pretended everything was normal while frantically texting my husband to bring me my personal documents on his next visit. I needed my ID, insurance cards, and the original surrogacy contract. When he visited, I slipped him a note. Something's wrong. Need to talk privately. Pretend everything's normal. After he left, Vanessa came into my room with a special pregnancy tea she'd made. Drink it all, she insisted, watching me until I finished. Within an hour, I felt strangely drowsy, though it was only afternoon. The next day, I noticed a new pill among my prenatal vitamins. When Vanessa went to shower, I gelled the marking on it. A strong sedative not approved for pregnant women. They were drugging me that night. I pretended to take my pills but hid them under my tongue. Once everyone was asleep, I snuck into Marcus's home office. I needed evidence of whatever they were planning in a locked drawer. Thank you, YouTube lockpicking New York's. I found a folder labeled Project Brubbers. Yantai were profiles of egg donors, all women with specific genetic traits, locked degrees, athletic abilities, perfect health histories. One photo was circled, a woman who looked remarkably like Vanessa, but with subtle differences. Next to her profile was a receipt for $50,000. There were also fake birth certificates, social security cards, and driver's licenses for the Williams family, with Marcus and Vanessa's photos but different names, and most chillingly, a letter from a private adoption agency with my name and photo, describing me as an unstable birth mother with a history of mental illness, who might try to reclaim the child. They weren't just planning to take my baby, minus they were creating a paper trail to paint me as unfit if I ever tried to find them. As I took photos of the documents with my phone, I heard the floor creak behind me. I spun around to find Vanessa standing in the doorway, a syringe in her hand. What are you doing in here? She asked, her voice unnervingly calm. I clutched my belly protectively, the baby kicking beneath my palm. I think you know exactly what I am doing. She stepped closer, her eyes never leaving mine. You weren't supposed to find out yet, not until after the birth. That you are planning to drug me and steal my baby, that this child isn't even genetically yours. Her smile was serene, terrifying. This baby is mine in every way that matters. Do you really think you are special, that we chose you because of friendship? She laughed softly. We chose you because you were healthy, compliant, and most importantly, trusting. The perfect surrogate. My husband knows I am here, I bluffed. He's waiting for my call. No, he's not. He thinks you are resting comfortably. In fact, he's grateful we're taking such good care of his emotional, hormonal wife. She took another step forward, raising the syringe slightly. It'll just help you sleep while we figure out next steps. You are getting too close to your due date for us to take chances. I pressed myself against the desk. What did I ever do to make you hate me this much? Her face changed then, something dark and resentful breaking through her composed facade. You had everything so easily, your perfect family, your perfect body that could have babies without even trying. Do you know how many women would kill for what you take for granted? As she lunged toward me, I grabbed a heavy crystal paperweight from the desk and swung.